Hi there, good morning. Now, what kind of a week are you looking forward to? A busy one? Quiet one? Does a new week come with new responsibilities, or is it business as usual? Whatever your plans for the week ahead, I pray that the next 4 days are productive. Now, what makes a productive week anyway? How do you measure these things? How do you determine at the end of a week whether you've been productive or not? Is it by the number of tasks you've accomplished? What should a productive use of your time look like? Well, here's my highly subjective, open to dispute definition. Productivity is a measure of how well you use your time. Do you agree? Disagree? Or agree to disagree? Okay, let's come back to that later. Time. Time is the scarcest resource in the world. We are all given exactly 24 hours every day. How much you can do with that time determines how productive you are. There is, however, a misconception about time. Some people think that we all have equal amounts of time, and so we all have an equal chance at being productive. This is not true. Each day may contain 24 hours, but we don't all have an equal amount of days to live, now do we? The other day in church, the pastor said something that chilled my spine. I'm going to paraphrase. He said, "Humans are like ice cubes taken out of the freezer. With every passing minute, we are melting." How true. Now, look at your face in the mirror this morning. Is this the way you looked when you were 5 years old? Why do women spend more time getting ready as they get older? Isn't it because there are more blemishes to patch up? When men lose their hair and start to stoop, are those all not signs that they're melting? Now, here's the thing. We're not all melting at the same rate either. Some of us have less time than others. The problem is none of us knows how much time we have before we melt completely. Now, what bothers me, however, is the fact that we don't seem to realize that we're melting. It seems we take it for granted that we will live forever. We won't. God knows best in all things, but the scary truth is that any of you watching us this morning could be taken away from us before this very year ends. It could be you. It could be me. Now, I certainly pray for you every morning. I don't want to lose a single one of you, but sadly, it's not up to me. This is why I've started to get even more afraid of the way we all act as if we will live forever. We don't know how much time we have left, which means we don't have time to waste. When I became ill and was forced to start drinking water again, several years ago, it was difficult. But one of the things I did to make it easier was to pour my water over lots of ice cubes. It chilled the water, made it more pleasant to drink. And whenever I finished drinking a glass of water, I would look at the remaining cubes and think, what a waste. So instead of leaving them to melt without a purpose, I would pour more water over them and drink it up as well. I would keep doing this, pouring less water over the ice each time, because the more they melted, the less able they were to chill a full glass of water. As humans, we tend to do the opposite, right? We postpone everything till later. We think we have all the time in the world, so we push all the daunting tasks to some imaginary later date without realizing that we may not have a later date. And even if we do, we would have melted even more by then than we have today. And so we won't be able to do as much, just as the melted ice cubes are not able to chill as much water. So why give your future weaker self more work to do and leave your present stronger self sitting idle and picking your teeth? If today was your last day, what would you do with it? That should be the question you must ask yourself every morning, because you don't have time. Why are you not starting to live your dream today? That is what you must ask yourself this morning, because you don't have time. When are you going to call him or her and apologize? That is your question for today, because you don't have time. All you can afford is one bag of cement. Is that not a start? This is what you must answer today, because, my dear friend, you don't have time. Productivity is a measure of how well you use your time. Do you agree now? My dear friends, it's the beginning, it's the second day of a new week. You're blessed to be alive in it. Live every day like it's your last and do the heavy lifting today. Fill your glass today because you're strong enough to chill it. Fill your glass today so that tomorrow you'll only have a half glass to deal with. Fill your glass today because you have been given today. It's all you have, so act accordingly. My name is Kojo Yankson, and tomorrow is not promised, so I can't waste today. Good morning, Ghana.